These two guys have Minnesota sports flowing in their veins. Mackey and Judd on Score North and ScoreNorth.com.
Okay.
Write it down. You like writing things down.
It's the OG edition of Write That Down on the OG Score North podcast. Mackey and Judd, where we make predictions that are statistically likely to be wrong and then hold each other accountable for it. And before we do that, let's talk about pizza. This could be, in fact, maybe this is going to make your Wednesday night here. What are we going to do for dinner tonight? I don't know. It's the night before Thanksgiving. We don't want to do a whole thing. We're cooking tomorrow. How about you go to the grocery store and get some of that Green Mill pizza we've been talking about here, that iconic Green Mill restaurant brand that if you're a Minnesotan, you've known about Green Mill for a long time, that tavern-style pizza that you can now get in the freezer section of your local grocery store. Extreme Supreme, Il Primo, hand-tossed pepperoni, meat lovers, and even, in addition to pizza, soft breadsticks and sauces. Learn more at greenmillfoods.com. And boys, it's a glorious day because we're going to do the Write That Down session. And then after that, we're going to do our Turkey of the Year, Patrick Royce Turkey of the Year preview show, where we basically just throw out all of the candidates that we think are likely to be in the mix and try to guess who the Turkey of the Year is in Minnesota sports.
So I do have a question. Am I not allowed to make a prediction and write that down about that?
No, I think you can. Yeah.
I can still make a
no, you
prediction.
can.
Okay.
No, yeah,
I didn't know if
predictions.
it'd spoil like the conversation. So
No.
Thanksgiving dinner.
In
Didn't
fact,
want
we've
to
done
put,
it.
didn't want to put extra gravy or something on something that doesn't have it. So just making sure.
Yeah, no, because I have a prediction too.
Okay.
And so we can then cover the board with a deeper conversation after.
And it's a big board this year, boys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It's a
very
big
fruitful,
board.
for sure. So, all right, before we do any of that, if you're new, here's how Write That Down works. Going back almost a decade, 3 predictions from everybody. They must be quantifiable every single week. We keep track of batting averages and home runs. And listeners, if you want to be like the other Thor who's going to jump in here and make predictions, then you can send Declan a message through the Score North app. We'll get you scheduled for early 2026. And let's waste no time and get to the accountabilities here. We'll start with Judd as usual. A couple things came off the board for you. You said the Timberwolves would go 3-0 in the last week.
Yeah, nice work, boys. Thank you very much. Thanks for the help. Appreciate that.
Absolute meltdowns.
Appreciate that. Yeah, yep. You
Felt
had
like they were past all that, and then this.
You had the
last
past
couple
2 games won. Let's make no mistake about it. You had the past 2 games won.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. We'll talk about it on Flagrant House.
I'm not happy.
You said Cal Raleigh would win AL MVP over Aaron Judge. Could have come off the board a few weeks ago, but here we are. I said the Gopher football team starting last week at Wrigley Field would win out the rest of the season.
Whoops.
Yeah, missed that field goal to go to overtime. I said Minnesota United would win MLS Cup 25. The Wolves would start at least 20-5.
Wow.
But I did say the Wolves would win 3 of the 4 games on the homestand before they went and crapped themselves on the road.
Just absolutely peed down their shorts.
So dumb. Okay, listeners, because we're starting to take some of the McCarthy stuff off the board here too, so you'll see one of those in here. Well, actually, this is more of one that had to come off the board regardless. But Jason said the Wolves would beat the Suns by at least 10. Whoops. Hold on. We're buzzing him. Anthony said the Wolves would win 3 out of 4 home games, and Julius Randle would average at least 32 points per game during that stretch. Julius did not. Peyton said Gobert would have a game of 15-15 at some point in the next 5 games, starting with the Knicks game. I think he had a 15 rebound, but only like 9 points game. Right? Yeah, John?
Oh, nothing. I'm just the Wolves thing. Just it pisses me off. I mean, I lost a green. That should have been green. That might have been a home run. 3 games.
I'm excited for the hottest takes edition of Flagrant House today because I feel like it's going to be spicy. Riley said McCarthy would have 2+ passing touchdowns and no picks against the Packers. Jonah said the Gophers would win more than 10 games this year. Pete said they'd win exactly 9 games. Oh, God. And Tim said the Vikings would sweep the Packers. But Justin said, this one could have come off the board weeks ago, J.J. McCarthy would average under 30 pass attempts through the bye week. He played 2 games, and it could have come off the board a long time ago.
He did it.
Yeah. Declan said, Yohan Beranger would play at least 10 minutes in a game sometime in the last week.
Jalen Clark could barely get off the freaking bench when it mattered most.
Dude, Finchie's back, baby. He's back. Tighten that rotation. The Wild, I think it was
Carolina.
To Carolina. Okay, the Wild would lose, but they
won. All this
won.
happened except an overtime win by the Wild.
Yeah, Wallstead would allow at least 3 goals. He allowed exactly 3, and at least 2 5-on-5 goals.
Yeah,
but they won. They won the game.
But they won an OT. Yeah,
Red hot 9-1-1 in the month. I've always said ride with them. Screw the Wolves.
You've never doubted the Wild.
That's what I've been saying the whole time. You've got to pay attention to what's going on in St. Paul.
In the word of Stu Gatz, do it in the playoffs. Do it in the playoffs.
Yeah.
How many 9-1-1 stretches have they had in the regular season in the last 15 years?
I love that. Stu
do it
Gatz
in the
is
playoffs.
so right. Love that.
And then you said Trevor Larnach would not be tendered a contract by the cheap poll ads.
Yeah, wow, look at that, huh?
But he was.
He's going to look good in the Pirates jersey once he's traded.
I think the Pirates are picking up that $4 million.
Pirates are supposedly the Pirates are basically under a ton of pressure to add any payroll because they're so cheap.
Yeah.
So there's actually pressure. The Pirates were actually tied to Kyle Schwarber because I think they tried to leak out we might pursue Schwarber. It was reported.
Why would Schwarber want? Schwarber
he wouldn't,
hits
but
big bombs in the playoffs.
He wouldn't, but I think Pittsburgh. I think what Pittsburgh is trying to say is, okay, we'll act like we're going to pay somebody.
No, dude. So here's the season stats. It's pretty tight still. Judd 294, Declan 291. I'm at 282. Listeners 250. Dex, Judd, and the listeners have 6 home runs apiece. I have 5. Congratulations to the listeners picking up their 300th career hits.
Oh, nice.
We had to reset that when we took AJ's hits off the board. They're back to 300 hits there.
Nice.
So there we go. All right, let's get the other Thor in here to make, I think, his 3rd appearance on Write That Down. The other Thor. Do you have any J.J. McCarthy propaganda for us?
No J.J. McCarthy propaganda right now. I did get, I got a little worried there. We started talking about the turkey because I have a turkey prediction as well. So
yeah,
I was
it's great. I love it.
Nervous it was coming off the board, but I think we'll be all right. So
okay,
well, good.
Well, let's just start right in here. The other Thor. You go ahead and make your first prediction, and then we'll go around the room 3 different times.
All right, I'm going to start with the turkey prediction. I think I got to get it off the board first. Maybe snipe somebody, but we'll see. Okay. So I live in Chicago now, by the way. Grew up in Minnesota, but there's a lot of deliberation from the Chicago division of the turkey committee on this one. Like you were saying, there's a lot of options, and so I narrowed it down to three people. The first one I eliminated was Derek Falvey, a worthy turkey, I think. But I think the Twins are I think there's some real Twins fatigue. So I think I don't know if Pat's going to go the Derek Falvey route. He went Joe Paul last year, right? So I think back-to-back Twins feels a little much.
Yeah.
My second option was Kwesi, another excellent turkey candidate. And I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up being the turkey. I think the draft woes and the draft stuff is legit. I don't think Pat is a huge fan of the overly analytical maneuvering of the Vikings at times, but I think the blunders of the season kind of fall more squarely on this one person. So write this down, Declan. Kevin O'Connell is your 2025 Turkey of the Year for 2 primary reasons, I think. And I think one is that I think Pat equates the quarterback debacle of McCarthy a little bit more to KOC than Kwesi. Mm-hmm. Ultimately, he's kind of responsible for that development. And then secondly, I think there was Pat sort of doesn't like the prideful nature, I think, sometimes. And there was a good amount of boldness in the McCarthy claim this offseason that it's going to work this year. They weren't out here signing 1-year free agent contracts for this thing. We'd kind of been told this was the year it was going to work. And so for those reasons, I think it's going to be KOC. But I'm curious to see what you guys say later and if there's another prediction on there.
Yeah. I mean, it's very viable. Kevin O'Connell, very, very viable as a turkey candidate for sure.
Such a fruitful field as well.
It's a lot.
I will say, if O'Connell gets it, he would probably be among the people to take it the worst. Like Quasi's pretty oblivious, I think, to stuff. I think he'd be like, oh, okay, yeah. It would bug O'Connell a lot.
Which, you know what? God, I've been such an O'Connell guy
that's my opinion.
for 3 years. He's been like, he has shown a side of his personality this year that I don't love. And if he can't handle being poked at as Turkey of the Year, that's a personality red flag, in my opinion. I know there's been some good coaches and executives who have gotten ruffled by it in the past, but like, let's lighten up a little bit. You know, take a deep breath.
Write this down.
If you're right. Okay, Judd. Should we keep the Turkey predictions rolling?
I'm not going to make one. I don't have one because I'm wrong every single year. I'll speculate, but I don't have one because I've been wrong every single year. So I feel like I just flushed that prediction. So I am going to go with this. The Wild, red hot in November, 9-1-1 on Friday afternoon. Something has to give because they're going to face an Avalanche team that is 16-1-5. They have one regulation loss. Well, guess what? The Wild, write this down, will beat the Avalanche on Friday.
Koivu.
They will hand them their second. So 22 games, one regulation loss. They will hand them their second loss, and they will do it in regulation decks.
Oh, and in regulation. Okay.
Yep. Because they're 16-1-5, so they've got 5 besides that. But yes, they will be handed their second loss in 3 periods this season.
Yeah. Okay. The Wild, Koivu.
Write this down.
Scandella.
I'll make a Turkey of the Year one.
Yeah.
Write this down. JJ McCarthy. JJ McCarthy will be the Turkey of the Year. I'm going with McCarthy.
It's we'll go deeper on this.
Yep.
I feel like it is the obvious one.
Mm-hmm.
And he has sometimes, because I think he went Joe Polad last year.
Joe Polad
right?
last year was obvious. Yes.
Yeah.
And
so,
he went with it. So he doesn't typically like to do it, but I think the evidence is just in your face about it. So I'll quantify that it's JJ.
Okay. More thoughts on that after we get done with our predictions. I think he's going to zig.
Write this down.
No pun intended. Not ziggy, but he'll mention McCarthy, he'll mention O'Connell, and he'll have a whole Vikings thing and a whole Twins thing over here. But he just gave it to Joe Polad. He's done some vague ones before. Like in 2023, it was 20 years of Wild hockey. He's given 20 years of Timberwolves before.
Basketball. Gophers got it for like 50 years.
Yep. So he's done some of that before. But there's one prominent figure that he has never given the Turkey of the Year award to, and no one would really see it coming because they've been this awesome team for a couple of years, but they've lost in the playoffs back-to-back years. The Minnesota Lynx have won over 75% of their games the last 2 years with one of the 2 or 3 best players in the world. A stacked roster. And they got beat in the semifinals this year. I think Cheryl Reeve is going to be the Turkey of the Year.
She's won it before, hasn't she?
I don't think so. I'm looking at the list right now.
I think we thought she. I think we thought she would, but I don't think she has. No.
I mean, Pam Borton, the Gopher women's coach, got it like almost 20 years ago. But you want to talk about someone who would not take it well. I don't think she would take it well either, but she is. So that kind of goes against my point because she's been one of the greatest women's basketball coaches ever. But I'm going to say Cheryl Reeve. Okay. That's my prediction.
I like it.
Write this
Talk
down.
more.
Solid.
Okay, back to the other Thor. Second prediction.
Cool. So I got curious the other day and kind of meandered my way over to MLB.com. Just take a peek at the Twins 40-man roster.
Oh God.
Not ideal. So currently they only got 7 infielders on the roster. And as much as I love Ryan Fitzgerald and Mickey Gasper as cornerstones of the infield, I think they're going to go and acquire somebody else. So write this down. The Twins will acquire a free agent infielder who is at least 32 years old. So think Kyle Farmer, Ty France, Carlos Santana, somebody like that.
Yeah.
I'll say acquire though, so it kind of opens it up to like free agent or trade. But I think they're going to go try to get just a solid veteran infielder. They're lacking a clubhouse guy right now, and so they might need. They don't really have a first baseman either, I guess. So
maybe you could kill a couple birds with one stone there.
Write this down.
You know?
Right.
Let's go. Judd, you're muted, by the way.
Thought I unmuted. I'm sorry. The return of Ty France. Very exciting.
You know what's hilarious is
Gold
they've
Glover.
had back-to-back winners at Gold Glove at first base the last 2 years, and defensively, as a whole, that team has been horrible. Like outs above average, defensive runs saved. It's kind of remarkable that they've had this cornerstone center fielder, a revolving door at first base with 2 guys that have won Gold Gloves, and they have like routinely been one of the 5 worst defensive teams in baseball the last 2 years.
Yep. Add it to the list. Add it to the list for that team. All right, Judd, what's your next prediction?
All right, my next prediction is Raheem Morris will not be the Falcons coach next season. Raheem Morris is going to get blown out. It's not gone well. It's just not gone well.
That whole thing has been
a lot of expectations there. In fact, the best thing about this time of year is the fans of certain teams, i.e. the Falcons, who start to tweet hey, we just talked to, Mike McDonald. We interviewed him, and fans will just post all of the guys who are successful now, who you talked to, but you hired Raheem Morris.
Yeah, it's so bad.
Write this down.
So bad. Dex, your next prediction.
Yeah, write this on. Judd might have made this a couple weeks ago, but I might just join the party here. The Twins will acquire a closer with at least 150 career saves.
Oh, wow.
Kenley Jensen's out there. He's
Jensen,
like chasing the record. Or
Is he good
not
anymore?
Record, but he's still solid. He was solid last year. He's not
What
like.
do you have to pay for him though? Is he going to be like? Is he like $10 million or is it? Is that not?
Raciel Iglesias just got like 1 year 15, and he's like 38.
Where are they going to find that money in the pull-out couch cushions?
Yeah, but Kenley has 476 career saves, so he's I don't know what's the all-time record. Is it Hoffman that has the all-time record?
I think so.
Or Rivera, one of the two. Regardless, he's still
Lee Smith,
he's still effective.
Rivera.
So,
Hold on. All-time saves leaders, MLB. Let's pause the show until we come up with the right answer. I'm curious too. Lee Smith had it for a long time.
Yeah, he did.
Or was that the single season one he had?
No, I think he had it.
Yeah,
I
he
think,
did.
I think,
Rivera. It's Rivera.
Yeah, I think didn't Bobby Thigpen have 57 saves, which was the most for a long time in a
For a
single
season.
For a
yeah.
season, yeah.
So Kenley Jansen
Plus
is
a great
4th all-time in saves.
Okay.
And he's 2 behind Lee Smith for 3rd all-time. But he's like 200 behind Mariano Rivera for number 1.
okay, probably the hardest group to get in the Hall of Fame: closers,
And DHs.
closers, and DHs.
Yep.
I mean, poor Bobby Wagner took 12, and he was amazing, awesome
Wagner.
closer, and took him 12 years on the ballot to get in. For God's sakes, Andrew Jones, by the way, he also should get in. I'm on a Hall of Fame rant now, just going a whole thing.
Love it.
Write this
Love the
down.
random Hall of Fame rants. Okay, I'm going to jump out in front before I know you guys are such big, optimistic Gopher football fans. I wouldn't want you to snipe this one from me here. So give me the Gophers and the Axe this weekend. Ending the season on a high note. And then getting to whatever the Detroit Bowl game is.
You didn't win a road game.
Well, not yet. Well, I guess
No,
it wouldn't
they
be a road
can't.
game. It wouldn't be a road game in a bowl, right? It'd be a
No,
neutral site.
Neutral
game.
site. Yeah, you didn't win a road. You didn't win.
Yeah,
How
but you
did
closed the doors at the bank
Right.
How did you?
and locked them.
How did you lose to Northwestern exactly?
I mean, Northwestern's feisty, but how'd you give up 38 points
Yeah.
or whatever it was to Northwestern? That's
Yeah, in fact, that gives me an idea for. I'll write that down. Okay.
Okay, back to the other Thor here for your final prediction.
Write this down.
All right, I keep forgetting we got the Winter Olympics coming up this winter. So I was going to make a Winter Olympics hockey prediction,
Wow.
but I kind of wanted this to come off in this season because the listeners kind of have a chance still. So I think I'm going to make a Wild one, but it'll kind of tie in. I'll just let you know. So the Wild play their last game before the Olympic break. I think it's on February 4th. And so I think the Super Bowl is like that Sunday or whatever. So it should come off kind of right before then. So write this down. On Sunday, February 8th, the Wild will have or will be tied for the second most points in the Western Conference. Colorado, I don't think they're catching Colorado. But otherwise, it's pretty wide open. I think they're like a point or two behind Anaheim, I think, has like 30 points or something right now. So I think it's going to be close. And so I think they stay hot for at least till the All-Star break. And then they can, winnow a little bit toward the playoffs and play a road playoff series in the first round. So
Western Conference is crazy. The point, like the tightness of the entire race is absolutely nuts. Like 3 teams are toast right now, and that's it.
Yeah.
The Wild could the Wild could get home ice in the first round or miss the playoffs entirely at this point.
People could lose jobs. They get fired. All of it covered on Judd's Hockey Show, which you can find wherever you consume your podcast.
Right now we're celebrating. Right now we're very happy.
The other Thor, great work again here with your predictions. Is there anyone in your life you'd like to shout out, say hi to right now?
Or just my friends, my family still. I do have one final question, though. I need a little bit of advice from the sports dad, a little therapy, a little advice from the sports dad. So I've noticed a little bit of a trend over the past few years, okay? And I need to know what to do about it, okay? So I've noticed that my viewing with my own eyes of Minnesota sports teams, me watching the games live, I think is negatively affecting the outcomes of these games. And I have evidence for this. And this has been happening for years, okay?
Wow.
Perfect example is this Viking season, okay? I think I've watched all the Vikings games. I've had conflicts for 2 games. So I haven't watched 2 of the games. Guess which games those were?
The Lions game.
Bengals game.
Lions, Bengals.
Oh, man.
Okay?
Yeah, you got to stop watching, man.
This happens with the Wolves all the time. Perfect example was last Friday. And again, this has been happening for years. This happens all the time. Last Friday against Phoenix, I'm turning the game on. It's on Prime or whatever, right? Cup night on Prime. And I just sit down, I'm eating dinner. It's like, oh, sweet, it's on Prime. It's like the second quarter. Turned it on for like 10 minutes. Watch Dylan Brooks cash like 6 threes in a row. Wolves go down by like 25 points in the second quarter. Like, what the heck is going on? So I turn it off, whatever. I'm like checking on my phone. I'm like, all right, sweet, they're coming back a little bit, whatever, right? They go up by like 10 with 2 minutes left. I'm like, all right, sweet, I'm just gonna like turn it on just to like watch the last couple minutes of that game. Case in point, okay? So I don't know what to do. Is like, do I keep watching? Do I stop watching?
What's funny is it's not even like from game to game. It's like within the game. If you're not watching, here they come erasing a 25-point deficit, and then you turn it on, and all of a sudden, it's like the remote control is like a voodoo doll or something.
I think you need to go a week without watching the games live and see if this continues. Like I feel like this needs testing, right? Like it's if you go to the doctor, they test you for stuff. They don't diagnose it instantaneously. So let's give this a week of you bowing out because you care about sports in this town. And if it continues, then I think we might have a long-term I think you might need to start to DVR everything at that point.
Actually, here I would prefer, since it feels like we have some pretty concrete evidence here, even before you test it. I prefer that you would watch all the Vikings games the rest of the year because I wouldn't mind like the 6th overall pick. So if they could, if they could just stop on 4 wins right now.
Okay,
so
the Wolves
we
though.
need the other Thor to watch.
Get out on the Wolves, Thor. Get out. Stop watching the Wolves because God, I can't take what's happened the last 2 games.
Well, I haven't watched much of the Wild the last week, so that's been
9-1-1 in November. It's you.
There it is.
Found him.
It's the other Thor.
Yeah,
Patient Zero. We found him.
You are the curse.
Yeah,
it's crazy. We solved it.
All right. No, that's good to know. I appreciate the advice.
Thank you.
Well, good luck with your journey following Minnesota sports on your phone via box score and these predictions. And we wish you a happy Thanksgiving weekend.
Yeah, you guys too.
Thanks, Thor.
See ya.
There he is, guest listener predictor, the other Thor.
Actually, what if he started to watch like the Packers or Bears live? And
do we know it transfers to other teams?
And it transferred, yeah.
It's like a horror movie.
Bring them down. I like it.
I could see this being maybe like with 2 or 3 sequels on it here. Judd, we'll get to your next prediction and the rest of our final predictions. But first, let's tell the audience about MSP Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
It is, folks. It is here. Winter. It's frigid. We got the snow, all of that good stuff. And if you did not take the advice earlier, which is make sure your HVAC is humming along, running perfectly as the cold comes, then right now is the time to definitely contact our friends at MSP Plumbing, Heating, and Air. This is the perfect time to get that HVAC system fine-tuned. It doesn't have to be out completely. That's the worst case. But you know what? If it's just not working efficiently, then right now is the time to get it up to snuff. And And when you choose Carrier, you're investing in a system that keeps your home comfortable and saves you on those big bills. So the cold is here. Schedule your HVAC checkup or give them a call. Again, MSP 651-615-4292 to learn more about their services and also Carrier products. CallMSP.com is the website. MSP and Carrier is the perfect team.
Park Dental is here to help make sure that you have a great home for your dental needs. For over 50 years, Park Dental has been caring for and cleaning teeth in Minnesota and western Wisconsin, and they've been cleaning my teeth for the past couple of years as well. I've had a great experience. They're very conveniently located, too, throughout the Twin Cities in western Wisconsin, likely within just minutes of wherever you live or work. Many practices open at 7 a.m., and most are open until at least 8 p.m., at least one night a week, in case you need to go before or after work. So check them out, schedule your checkup, and find out why I have loved going there myself the last couple of years at parkdental.com. That's parkdental.com. All right, final predictions, and then we'll dive a little deeper into the
Write this down.
Turkey of the Year discussion. Judd?
Well, speaking of the Gophers' defensive meltdown at Wrigley Field on Saturday, it's been a rocky season on that side of the ball, so write this down. Danny Collins won't be the Gophers' DC next season. So Danny Collins, in his first year, he's been a longtime Fleck confidant and assistant, but he was the DC promoted this year. I think it's going to be one and done for Danny Collins.
Not good.
Unfortunately, I hate to say it.
Who was the guy they had a few years ago he was really good, and then he went to like Penn State?
That was the offensive guy, Kirk Shiraka.
No, I'm thinking, who am I
Joe
thinking?
Rossi?
Joe Rossi.
He's at Michigan State now, right?
Okay. Yeah,
And
that's
they're
right. Michigan
awful.
State. Yeah.
That staff is going to get blown out. In fact, Joe Rossi might be back here. That's a great. That's a real prediction right there. I could see that happening.
Yeah. I'm not going to make that as a prediction because I have another one loaded up. But Dex, what's your final prediction?
Yeah, I'll write this down. Wolves beat the Thunder. Wolves beat the Thunder. Write it down. After stumbling and puking over themselves in the last two games of this before this, Vinny, I get it. Vinny loves the snow. Absolutely loves the snow.
Yeah, mine does too.
They will beat the 17-1 OKC Thunder today on ESPN. Write it down.
17-1. Yeah, I also have a prediction for this game, and
Write this down.
didn't take it quite as far as Declan, because I'll tell you what's actually going to happen in this game. He's right about part of it, that they're going to show up.
Coming up after this, I'll tell you exactly what's going to happen in today's game.
They're going to pop up, they're going to snap out of it, and they're going to be dialed in, and write this down. The Timberwolves are going to be leading Oklahoma City in the fourth quarter, but they will lose. So this is a very specific parlay here. They will lead Oklahoma City in the fourth quarter, but they will lose. Write it down. And they will fall to 10-8. Yeah.
So you think they're just going to continue to keep up the horsing around at the worst possible time?
Well, I think losing a game
apart
in the fourth quarter to a 17-1 defending champion budding dynasty is a little different than like blowing a 12-point lead to the Kings in the fourth quarter.
I know. Close it out. Close it out.
Yeah. So we'll see if that comes to fruition. All right, those are the write that down
Write this down.
predictions, the accountability session. All right, let's parse apart the old turkey here. Turkey of the year. So we have our predictions, but let's just go through. So we're on the record saying Kevin O'Connell, J.J. McCarthy, and the other Thor said Kevin O'Connell. And then I said Cheryl Reeve.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Who are the other main candidates? And by the way, if you're new to Patrick Royce's Turkey of the Year, it dates back to the late 1970s when he was a Pioneer Press
Woody
columnist.
Hayes, I think 78.
It was kind of a national award that he gave out for a while. But then the last 40 years, it's been almost exclusively local with a couple exceptions. And so in 2024, it was Joe Polad, Turkey of the Year. 2023, it was 20 Years of Wild Hockey. You had Herschel Walker, ex-Viking, and for getting beat in his Senate race and just kind of spewing some incoherent speeches. Gerson Rosas, former Timberwolves executive. Mark Coyle, Gophers athletic director. PJ Fleck, and so on and so forth. So who are some other names that should be in consideration?
So I happen to agree with the other Thor. I think so. The Twins are a prime ground, fertile ground, and I don't think it'll be a twin. I don't think it's going to have. I don't think he's going to go back to back. So like you could pick Falvey in a heartbeat, and it actually would be a great pick. I don't see it. So I actually think that we can take the Twins as much as they provide some great candidates and remove them completely.
Yeah, I think you're probably right.
I think though maybe he mixes in at the table the minority investor crap that's going on. I can see that.
The mystery minority investors.
The mystery minority investors.
They don't show up.
Yeah, the faceless.
They don't show up for the
placemat
banquet.
has been set. We still don't know who he is. I don't think they'll win, but I think they'll certainly be mentioned at the table.
Sure.
Plus, like the nuking of the deadline, Louis Varland pitching in all these playoff games. Like, I agree, he won't go back to back with Twins, but
Right.
There is plenty of ammunition and plenty of seats at the table for Twins type of people.
I mean, Falvey's never won it, and I know we're kind of ruling out Twins because he went Twins last year.
Yep.
But gosh, trading 40% of your roster, and just the way that he speaks in these generic overtones, Royce hates that. I wouldn't rule out Derek Falvey. I wouldn't rule him out.
I think the Vikings going in the tank is a gift to Patrick.
And who was the last Viking?
But I mean, he loves to mock the Vikings when possible. It's just not possible a lot of times.
Not counting Herschel Walker.
Yeah.
Like the last current Viking to win Turkey of the Year was Ziggy Wilf in 2011 after that back-to-back debacle seasons. Yeah. Okay. But then he was on a run there. You had Brett Favre in 2010 was the Turkey of the Year.
I forgot about that.
Anything Wolves related?
Because that would be a zig. If he could find a way to put a Timberwolf in there.
Well,
would he? I mean, Anthony. I think he'd love to throw Anthony Edwards in there, but I don't know.
I don't know what the
other than
Well, and he could be at the table. Like I don't think he will be, but he could be at the table. But like we're saying, is there any way that a Timberwolf owner, executive, coach, or player could
Mark
win
and Alex? I don't think there's anything.
I don't think we're there yet. Yeah. Like I think they're very, very viable at some point.
He'd love to, but what?
But I don't see it yet.
Yeah.
Nationally, if he does go nationally, Belichick. Is that
Belichick
sexy
would
enough?
be a prime candidate.
Right.
Prime candidate. Yeah, the last time he went national it's been a while. I mean, I'm scrolling here. Am I missing one? Like I don't think he's gone national in a long
He
time.
doesn't like to. He likes to tweak and prod.
He did the
logo.
Grim Reaper one, right? When all those
that was like a Flip Saunders, Flip Guide, and
the
some
Grim
others.
Reaper.
Yeah.
And then he picked himself, right, a couple of years ago.
Well, that was supposed to be the last one.
Yeah.
2019.
He wanted to retire it. Like Patrick's two things are he claimed he was going to walk away after that he was going to retire from writing after the 2016 Ryder Cup. He's like, that's going to be it. Like for years he had said that. Yeah. And then in 2019, he's like, I'm done with the turkey. This is it. I'm going to no more. And so he retired it. And it came back as something else. I forget the acronym. It came back as something else in like 2020. He brought it back as
the turkey, some committee or something. It was like an acronym.
Yeah.
Or something. Yeah. So back to local. Are there any gopher so Fleck won it in 2018.
Yeah.
I don't think he would go. There have been a couple multi-time winners, but I don't think he would go Fleck again over some of the other candidates.
And Gopher basketball, first of all, they've got a new coach, and second of all, they're so far off the radar.
Yeah, and Mark Coyle won it in 2020, so he's probably not going to pick on them. The Wild, he already did the 20 years of Wild hockey 2 years ago, so unless there's someone specific that he would rip on, I don't think there is. I don't think he's not going Guerin, right?
Nope, and he's not going Craig.
Yeah.
At this point.
Which brings us back to I brought up Cheryl Reeves.
That's an interesting one. Cheryl Reeves, yeah.
Well, how could you do that? She's one of the best coaches. Yeah, but they've lost when they've been expected to maybe win a championship.
He loves to tweak her too.
Yeah.
Like one of Patrick's big things on Twitter is tweaking her in season at least.
Yeah. And so that kind of brings us back to Vikings. It feels like the Vikings are just so ripe and fruitful with options, and it's been 15 years basically since he went at a current Viking in this. So odds-on favorite would be, so within the Vikings, Kevin O'Connell, Kwesi Dofamensa.
Yep.
He's already given the Ziggy Wilf was the last. So I don't think he's going ownership necessarily.
Agreed.
JJ McCarthy would be. Is there anyone else inside that circle of Vikings that Jefferson?
No, because that would fall flat. Like, what's the?
Yeah.
Like Jefferson could only get it if he melted down, like fully melted down, and that's clearly not going to happen ever.
Dude, McCarthy would be McCarthy coming in hot, or does he give it to 9? The alter ego of JJ McCarthy.
That'd be hilarious.
I literally had that written down of he was also going to have it be 9, like JJ McCarthy's alter ego. I originally had that in my prep today because I can see him also doing that of mocking the nickname and the moniker. That seems like the lock.
Well, while the committee would never want to pile on a young, nice man like JJ McCarthy, the alter ego over here is getting a little out of hand. So let's give it to. So it would be JJ McCarthy winning it as 9.
Mm-hmm.
I like.
Is that column submitted right? It's already submitted because it comes out tonight, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so he can't change it if we nail it.
Not that he can't edit it or something, but
Well, he wouldn't change it.
no.
I don't care what you guys do.
Can we also make a show pact that no spoilers until all of us have read it in the text thread?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't text it to you guys.
Does it drops at like 11 p.m. or midnight or 10 p.m. somewhere?
Hold on, buy some time here. I'm going to text a guy at the Strip and find out what time this thing is going to drop.
Yeah,
because I want to know, am I staying up late for this? Or
it used to be the doorstep, back in my day, you'd wait at the doorstep to get the paper.
I think like even I wasn't up, but I remember like it dropped like at 4 a.m. on Thanksgiving. Like, so it's varied if I remember right. But until everyone responds in the group thread with red, then we can give our thoughts.
What time will Turkey column drop? I'm sending that question to my friend.
Your inside
sources.
Miller right now. Yep. So
in Iowa, at the printing plant.
No. I don't have to. I didn't have to ask the people at the printing plant. That is not. I don't believe that takes place till like January 1st or something like that. Late December.
The Iowa.
Yeah,
thing?
when they are printed somewhere in Iowa and then shipped all back here for the. I canceled the paper. So
I'm trying to feel like what else.
I had to cancel it.
Yeah, is there any stone that we haven't turned over here?
Are there any independent? I mean, I don't think so. I mean, that's a lot.
Someone like he tweeted out, I think on Sunday, because someone says, I submit the Pollad family, and Patrick said, Joe Pollad 2024 winner as usual. The chairman was ahead of the curve. Plus, Grandpa Carl is a 2-time winner, and that angle has been handled. So. Even though, like we've brought up I think the minority investors and there's going to be people at the table there for the Twins. I think we can rule out as much as it's the easiest low hanging fruit, and I don't think he'll go that way.
Falvey is a shoo-in to be at the table, I think.
Yeah. It's either going to be a current Vikings figure for the first time in 14 or 15 years, or Cheryl Reeve.
Yeah,
for the first time ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
God,
the Wolves would be interesting, but I just don't see it yet.
Yeah, they've gone to back-to-back Western Conference Finals. I know they've had them. He doesn't do the Turkey of the Year thing because they lost to the Kings last week, though. Like it's more of a big picture.
Correct.
Kind of calendar year thing. So, all right. Any response back from your inside source?
Response back. My inside source is 100% not responding right now, letting me down. Sports Dad's very upset about this.
Well, you let us know. You keep us posted.
I will. I'll let you guys know.
Find out. And then let us know in the comments section here on the Score North YouTube channel. Are we missing anything? Is there a stone that we forgot to turn over? Let us know, and we can at least talk about it offline. So, all right. Turkey of the Year. Happy Turkey of the Year Eve. And happy Thanksgiving to all of you listeners. Mackey and Judd, the OG Score North podcast.